Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Austin's Off-Road Garage. Today we are back on the 3rd gen 4Runner. I know it's been a while. We just have been having so much fun in that old pickup. But anyway, today we got a fun little project. We are installing this, I'm going to say it wrong probably, a Molle panel in the 3rd gen 4Runner. Obviously you see it's already installed. We're going to go over the whole thing in this video. So let's go over a little bit of details about the panel and then we'll jump right into installing this bad boy. All right guys, real quick, a few details on the OutboundNevada Molle panel here. First off, these guys offer the only aluminum panel out there. And even though it's higher cost to manufacture, they still sell it to you for a great price. Next, their panel is fully modular, meaning they can fit all sorts of kinds of accessories, such as like a fire extinguisher. You can fit all sorts of Molle bags and stuff like that. Even right here, there's 2 notches for like a rocker switch if you want to run electrical down here, and you can have 2 switches. Pretty rad, actually. So the next thing we're going to talk about is fitment. These guys offer the closest fitment to the actual panel, this plastic panel out there. Freaking nice. Second of all, they have the most window coverage. As you can see, is literally from top clear below. The window actually ends like right here. They go clear below all the way across. So that's freaking sweet. The reason that's important, the fitment sitting as close to there, is because you don't want it poking clear out here and taking up room in your the rest of your storage area out here. So fitment is on point. This panel is made of 5052 grade aluminum and it's an 1/8 inch thick, so it's plenty sturdy. Not afraid of bending it or anything like that, falling off. I think you could probably hang off of this. It's in there pretty good. So, also right now, OutboundNevada has a 10% discount code at 3vgear.com. You just use code OutboundNevada to save you 10% on all orders there. And lastly, these guys are going to be developing more products as time goes on, so make sure you check them out. So let's jump into today's video and get this bad boy installed. Okay, so the first things we're going to do to get this panel installed is we need to remove some trim pieces. We need to remove this piece right here. There's like 5 screws in there. We need to take this top piece out right here, which means you got to take this light out. You got to remove this whole panel. You got to remove this darker gray one, and then to remove that panel right there, you got to remove the door trim panel on the floor right there. I'll show that when we take it out. And then from there, you got to drill out 2 holes, which I'll show you. And yeah, let's just get these panels removed, and then we will go from there. Something to note, when you're taking apart a 20-year-old vehicle, plastic gets brittle with age. So be super careful when you're taking these trim pieces out that you don't just break the clip mounts on any of these. Because ask me how I know. Several of mine on this are broken right now. Please excuse the harsh lighting. It's hard to get light inside my truck in the shop. So bear with me on that. So let's take apart these trim pieces and get this done. Put these in a magnet tray. And then to get this up, just give it a little. Set this out of the way. gonna remove the top one. You gotta remove this lens cover, and then there's a couple screws up here, and then this thing just pulls out, and then there's a plug. I'll do this one plug. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it one-handed or not. There you go. Looks like that when you're done. So now we gotta undo this screw, and then I think there's a couple in there as well. Alright, so those just popped out of there. Push forward on that and unclips. Alright, now we're in where the passenger seats are. I'm gonna take out this trim piece right here. Strip out all my screws. I'm gonna put these in there. Same thing, just pry up. Try not to break them. Just got those clips on there like that. Set that to the side. This thing, I believe, just pops off. Let me grab my trim tool. Ooh, she's in there, man. I don't know about you guys, but I don't enjoy taking apart trim in vehicles. I'm always stressed I'm gonna break it. Oh man, this thing's tough. Let me put this seat up. Nope, that made it worse. Haha, we win. All right, now this. Oh yeah, we're gonna need to finish taking that top piece out. Duh. Then we can get to that big one. Man. I like this. Like I said before, I was trying to take my time because I don't want to break anything. Holy Toledo, how many of these clips do we have in this thing? Turn around. dusty. Whew, that's disgusting. Jeez, 6 clips for that piece. All right, to get this panel off, you got this one screw, and then you've got clips everywhere in here. So I'm gonna tell you right now, this right here, you will, if you're not super careful, you'll break these right here. I've broke them before, and I was kind of mad. So just giving you guys a huge heads up on that. I'm gonna go super slow because I don't really want to fix plastic today. And they're in there too. I hate it. I know I've said that a lot, and I apologize, but this panel sucks to take off. Where's that little bugger at? That one. Yeah, see, broken. Damn it. Well, that was previous. That was a fix there. I'll have to put on some JB Weld or something. Jeez. Okay. I think we got her. Yep, there it is. Seatbelt's kind of in your way, but I think we can make it work just like that. Bam. Got that panel out. Okay, so our next steps are we're gonna drill this out using a 3/8 drill bit here and here, and then we're gonna insert a rib nut, and then what we do here is we drill a pilot hole here and here, corresponding holes over here. We drill a pilot hole, and then what we're gonna do is use a step bit to step it up to size so that we can fit this spacer through it using a step bit. Here's our 3/8 drill bit, and this is a rib nut tool. Let me explain what a riv nut tool is real quick. This is a riv nut. It's got threaded, it's a threaded insert basically. So what you do is you got a die that screws into here. You thread this on straight, not cross thread. Well, hang on, let me back up. So you open these up like so. Screw this on all the way to the base to where it's tight. You insert that into your hole, squeeze this together, and it pinches the sheet metal in between the sheet metal and this face right here. And then you have a threaded insert. I'll show you better once we get it in place. All right, so we got our 3/8 drill bit on our drill here. Doesn't take much. Bam, there you go. All right, so we've got our rib nut tool. We're gonna put this on here until it sits flush on this. We're gonna insert it into the hole. You wanna make sure that that's nice and snug in that hole. Squeeze. I always do it at least twice, so you're gonna tighten it up to the base of that again. Squeeze, and then unthread it just like that. And just like that, guys, you now have a threaded insert ready to accept a bolt. All right, so our second hole is ready to be inserted as well. Just repeating the process here. Nice and tight. You gotta squeeze pretty hard. Probably just move the camera, but unscrew it. I wouldn't do two more than two. Wow, okay. There we go, guys. We got two threaded holes. Right there, right there. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is come over here we'll use, I don't even know what size, maybe just our little bit smaller. We'll start small, but we're gonna drill a pilot hole, and then we're gonna flip this panel around and use a step bit until this spacer fits nice in there. I'm going for a super clean look, so we're just gonna step it up super slow to where this just slides right in and out nice and easy. All right, guys, so we got our pilot hole drilled right here. No turning back now. Got my step bit loaded in my drill, and I'm gonna slowly step these up. So yeah, I want a nice clean hole, so I'm probably gonna set you guys down while I do this. This is pretty simple. It's in plastic. Just take your time, and we're just gonna make it so it fits that piece nice and snug. I'll show you when I'm done, but I'm out here by myself. Drilling one-handed isn't the best idea if you want something done clean. So give me just a second and I'll show you guys the end result. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. Just slides nice and easy in there.
That's what she said.
Not a whole lot of gap around there, but it still has a little bit of play. So now we're just gonna repeat the process over there. And then I got some stuff to show you on the back that we gotta do. All right, so here's our second hole here. We got it all nice and drilled out, nice and clean. Just fits right in there. So let's get this panel turned around and I'll show you our next step. All right, so now what we gotta do is, you can see that sleeve in here. And this is the old mount that holds this clip, these style clips. So what we gotta do is clearance this so that when we mount it here, that sleeve can sit flush on that sheet metal. So how I'm gonna do it is take a pair of side cutters and just simply cut it out. See if I can get them in here better. Try and do it a little better than I did, but gotta do what you gotta do, you know? I'll just check for clearance here. It's a little more on the bottom and that edge, it looks like. I just break the entire thing. kind of a hack job. But you get the point. You'll never see this, so. Okay, so we got our rib nuts in. We've got our holes drilled. Now what we got to do is reinstall this panel. And then we're gonna mount the actual Molle panel here. And we're gonna get it in position so we can drill these top holes. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so we've got this panel reinstalled, and I installed these two little L brackets on top of this panel here that come with the panel, and these are what we're gonna attach to the top here. So I just installed them real quick while it was loose, so I didn't have to fight them when it was up here, and I kind of got it in position. You can see our two holes right here. They line up right here, and then on the opposing side. What I'm gonna do is, instead of tightening down this panel all the way, like clipping it back in, I'm gonna leave this a little bit loose so we have a little bit of play, and maybe I can get that to work to our advantage here. We got that one. Do. Okay. So now that that's in place, see if I can get this back. We got the panel in place. So what I learned is that leave this loose, the plastic, get your bolts in place, snap all your snaps in nice and easy. I installed this screw again just to hold everything in place, and I installed this for a reference, tried to make sure that it just fit the window really nice. So if you can tell here, that curve matches that curve, that one matches that curve, fits nicely around this piece, and I like it where that's at. The reason being is because we gotta figure out a way to hold this out so we can drill the pilot hole in the plastic for these mounts here. So yeah, we're gonna drill a hole through the plastic and just score the metal underneath. We're gonna take everything back off, and then we're gonna install our rib nuts into the sheet metal in the roof. One thing to note is you got to be really careful because you're going to want to pull this out a little bit and then drill your holes. Because if it's too close to the window, you won't have room for your rib nuts. So just make sure you got it in place where you want it. Make sure this is all nice and square. And I'm going to find something to where I can hold this out, because I know it's hard for you to tell, but it's resting right on the window right now. And I don't really want that, so maybe I'll use a blanket or something. But yeah, the fit and finish so far, it looks freaking cool. I really dig that. So let's keep moving forward. I'll get you guys set up and we're gonna drill these holes, and then I'll take it all back apart and riv nut it and then reassemble. Alright, so we're making progress. We've got our rib nuts installed up top here. And now we're gonna put this panel back on for the second time. And final assembly. So this job's not too hard, guys. All you gotta do is buy this and have basic hand tools. Everything else came in the kit. The rib nuts, the hardware, everything. So it's a really nice kit. So let's get that put back together and get this thing final assembled. And bam, we're done. Got everything reinstalled. Just backwards of how you took it apart. Pretty simple. So this thing looks absolutely killer back here. I really like it. So nothing rubs, good clearance. Even up there, doesn't hit. This thing is like super sturdy, dude. You could hang on that, which is awesome. So for example, I have an example right here. This is an ARB air hose to air up. You just use Velcro straps to hang things on here. You can hang a fire extinguisher, stuff like that. And unfortunately, I don't really have anything to go on there yet, but I got my air hose strapped up. That's really gonna be, this is really gonna be for the stuff that I don't want to dig out of my box every time. Just have it strapped up here. Definitely gonna throw a fire extinguisher up there. So yeah, pretty awesome. So some things that I've learned after installing this that I'm gonna suggest to you guys. There's not many, but it's pretty simple. Don't worry about your holes being oversized at all, because they're gonna fight you if it's tight. So just oversize them just a little bit and it'll make your life a heck of a lot easier, because I ended up having to drill out every single hole after I drilled the first hole initially. So save yourself some time and just go a little bit bigger than you should, and it still looks really clean. I mean, you can't even see the holes. So does come in a raw finish. You can put paint on here, paint it any color you want, which is awesome. I'm gonna throw my logo on here in vinyl and maybe paint over it, and then have the aluminum raw finish shine through. We'll see what happens, but yeah, turned out great. Couldn't be happier. All right, guys, well, that was a fun little install. I'm really stoked on that thing. I think it's gonna add just a next level to the interior of the old 4Runner, make it easy to get things in and out. And yeah, you guys go support Outbound Nevada. He's got a great product for a great price. Just go support him. He's a veteran, and I love veteran-owned companies. I'm all about supporting them. So he makes a great product. He did not reach out to me to make this video. I made it because he has a great product and I really wanted to use it on my build. So go support him. And also support me by subscribing, liking the video, and sharing it with your friends. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for all the support, and we'll see you next time.